Long time no see.
You're alive.
I'm alive, he says.
I can't believe it. Someone said you was dead.
Liverpool are on track to having one of the most notorious transfer windows in recent Premier League history, and of course one of those marquee signings is that of Bayer Leverkusen's Florian Wirtz. After kicking off the summer window with the acquisition of Jeremie Frimpong, the Reds went back to Leverkusen to complete a British record transfer fee for the 22-year-old German international. And my word, what a signing his boy is. In this video, I'm going to deep dive into Wirtz's career so far, why Arne Slot wanted to splash the cash to bring him to Liverpool, explore how and where he's actually going to fit into Slot's tactical philosophy, and the implications it'll have on the rest of the team in years to come. So let's jump into it. In case you're not too familiar, Florian Wirtz is a 22-year-old German international who burst onto the scene with Bayer Leverkusen in 2020, surpassing Kai Havertz to become the youngest ever player and the third youngest in Bundesliga history, making his debut just 2 weeks after his 17th birthday. Since then, Wirtz has developed into not only one of the Bundesliga's best players, but also one of Europe's brightest midfield talents. Under Xabi Alonso, Wirtz become one of Leverkusen's most important components, helping his side win their first ever Bundesliga title, go 51 games unbeaten, and win the Bundesliga Player of the Season award for the 23-24 campaign. This achievement knocked Bayern Munich off their pedestal, ending their decade-long reign of 11 consecutive league titles, solidifying Florian Wirtz as one of the best players in the world. In his 197 appearances for Leverkusen, Wirtz scored 57 goals and registered 65 assists, meaning a goal contribution every 0.62 games or every 117 minutes across his entire career so far. For context, that's better than Matheus Cunha, Lamine Yamal and Kvicha Kvaratskhelia numbers this season, who've all had standout campaigns for their respective clubs. This season also marked the second year in a row where Wirtz hit double digits for both league goals and assists, which is phenomenal. And to my knowledge, I think the only other player that has actually done that in the top 5 leagues is Mo Salah. So we're talking about consistent performances at the highest possible level, which is no surprise why Slot wanted to make him his first big money signing. Numbers aside for now, let's actually talk about his playing style and what makes him one of the best attacking midfielders in Europe. Since his debut, he's been utilised in various attacking positions under several different tactical setups, whether that's as a left-sided 10 in Alonso's 3-4-2-1, or as a singular central attacking midfielder in Sione's 4-2-3-1. He's also featured several times as an out-and-out left winger. He's been deployed on the right-hand side of attack, or just behind the number 9 as a second striker, or as a false 9, albeit sporadic appearances in those areas. Although he's predominantly featured as a left-sided 10 across the last couple of seasons, I think Julian Nagelsmann's Germany side perfectly epitomises how to use Wirtz, which is to simply just play him. In the UEFA Nations League group stages that took place at the back end of last year, Wirtz featured across all 3 of Nagelsmann's attacking midfield roles, showing his versatility and tactical intelligence. I think what makes Wirtz one of the best attackers in the world is that game intelligence, regardless of the phase of possession. He has such a fantastic understanding on where to be depending on the situation, whether that's dropping into space to open passing channels, or drifting wide to the touchline to create gaps in the opponent's defensive shape. He ranks in the top 1% of midfielders in Europe for passes completed and passes received, showcasing not only just how integral he is in the build-up phase, but also how much of an anomaly he is. What I mean by this is those numbers are typically associated with deeper midfielders that receive the first pass out from the back. Looking at Liverpool's double pivot, for example, which for the most part has consisted of Ryan Gravenberch and Alexis McAllister, shows that they receive 45 and 42 passes, that's completing 53 and 52 passes per 90. So the fact Wirtz trumps the pair in both metrics is just ridiculous numbers on all accounts. Once again, this is a reflection of his game IQ, combined with his ability to receive passes whilst under pressure and pick out the more expressive, game-changing passes. What makes him so special in this regard is he exclusively operates in the opponent's half, which means pretty much everything he does is under pressure. His unpredictability and close control, combined with that ability to use both feet, makes him one of the most press-resistant midfielders in Europe. He has no problem dropping a shoulder and sending his marker the wrong way, or gliding through multiple players whilst evading pressure, and he does this with such ease. With him being right-footed, he's most dangerous in and around that left half space, where he effortlessly cuts in to create goal-scoring opportunities, and that's been his main role under Xabi Alonso. In this position, it allows him to express his versatile passing range, with the capability to play intelligent quick 1-2s, central one-touch bounce passes, or weighted through balls across the top of the defensive line. By no means is he a, say, Kevin De Bruyne. His passing certainly isn't completely refined, but due to his risk-taking approach, it's not something that should be a problem. When he's not looking for a pass, he's using his intelligent footwork and explosive movement to dribble past his marker, with him ranking in the top 4% of wingers and AMs in Europe for take-ons attempted and successful take-ons. Deliberate attempt that is often used to create a real attacking threat, with his movement being really hard to anticipate. He's certainly got a lot of flair, but it's calculated with intention, as opposed to just being tricky for the sake of it. I'm not naming any names. It's kind of a rhetorical question asking why Arne Slot would want to sign him, because the kid is clearly a superstar. But what exactly does he bring to Slot's tactical philosophy? Well, Wirtz is simply the complete package, and a player that definitely warrants the money spent on him. We've already established this consistent goal threat, versatility, and excellent game intelligence, but that's only a glance into his player profile. What makes him so desired by Slot in particular is his off-the-ball work rate and mentality. The 22-year-old is arguably the best player in his position when it comes to recovering possession, with no player with as much playtime in the Bundesliga or Premier League making his recovery rate in the attacking third last season. Across the last 2 seasons, he's had 71 high turnovers, which is 15 more than any other player in the Bundesliga. This means Wirtz is in the top 1% of wingers and attacking midfielders for pressing, a trait that perfectly aligns with Slot's high intense pressing strategy. Although it goes without saying he'll be one of the first names on the team sheet, there's been a bit of speculation on where he's actually going to play. Although his favoured position is that of a number 10, I'm not actually sure it is. He's been primarily utilised on the left-hand side of attack in Xabi Alonso's 3-4-2-1, with the creative freedom to drift into more central zones if needed. I think a few people are under the assumption that he'll naturally replace Dominik Szoboszlai in that 10 role, with Liverpool playing a 4-2-3-1 formation. That just seems illogical though. Despite Szoboszlai not necessarily hitting the goal involvement output expected, he's almost made himself undroppable due to his relentless hard work, whether that's making underlapping runs to drag defenders out of position, or tracking back to retake possession. So where does that actually leave Wirtz? Well, it's a bit of a tricky one, especially considering it's coming at the expense of either Gakpo or Szoboszlai, but I definitely think we'll play him off the left. As good as Cody Gakpo has been last season, and I'd argue his performances and, ability in general has actually gone quite under the radar, I do think Szoboszlai is too valuable to drop. Of course, naturally there'll be rotation. I can definitely see Wirtz playing through the centre at times, but the strongest lineup would be Florian playing alongside Szoboszlai as that left-sided 10. Even though it's already been confirmed that Diaz is leaving to join Bayern, I already would have prioritised playing Wirtz off the left with Gakpo as cover, although that didn't really matter anyway, with Slot primarily utilising Diaz up top. I might have suggested that we could actually see Wirtz playing as a false 9, replicating that position Diaz found himself in last season, but with Hugo Ekitike joining us for big money, and his mad transfer saga surrounding Alexander Isak, I don't really see that likely being an option, unless we don't sign Isak, and then in which case, we could definitely see that front four of Gakpo, Dom and Salah behind Wirtz. Speaking of Salah, I actually think Wirtz secretly provides cover for him too if push comes to shove. We've seen him play on the right side for the German national team and in his early days at Leverkusen, and although it wouldn't necessarily maximise his potential playing there, like I said earlier, it's more important just to play him as opposed to just tailoring a position for him. It feels like a proper Galactico signing this. I can't remember the last time Liverpool bought an established, proven superstar for big money. We've obviously spent big in the past and that, and I'm certainly not shying away from that, I'm not an Arsenal fan. But this just feels like one of the biggest transfers in recent LFC history, and I truly believe it can solidify us as not only the best team in the country, but one of the best in Europe. I'm intrigued to know your thoughts on not only signing of Wirtz, but Liverpool's transfer window in general. Please let us know how you feel in the comments. I'll make sure to reply to every single one. If you're new to the channel, if you've enjoyed this video, please feel free to drop a like and subscribe for more videos just like this. For returning viewers, yeah, I'm still alive. I'm back and I'm ready to get back to work on creating overly edited content. Anyway, yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.
Tell my boys in Houston we have liftoff. Moment I pen my pain and lay that. Tell my friends from my city the kid that left ain't the same one who came back. One more, and I know they ain't know where I'm taking this. Underestimations of the underdog, I swear be my favourite shit. Northwest CH only place I rep. Unless I'm at an MI, then I got them spotting straight across my chest. Dead shot, Jimbo and bullseye every time. Boy, I swear you once just aim to miss. Thinking thanks for the attempt is equal to the trophy lifting champagne, I guess.